Bro. What is up with this market?
Bro.
I know.
What should we do, bro?
Bro, I know.
The bearded brokers.
If you want to know what's going on in the 2023 housing market,
This video is for you. So, Brandon, what about if I'm a seller? I'm hearing it's a temporary buyer's market. Is this like a bad time to sell my house?
Well, actually, the stats all say that May ends up being the time of year when you have the most sales. So you got to talk about seasons here. So we're very seasonal here in Palm Beach County. We have a lot of people down because of the weather. You usually want to have your house on the market by February, March, because there's a lot of closings that will end up happening in May and June.
Yeah.
Happens every year, in fact. Yep.
I'd say the other reason, you want to consider selling your house is prices are still way up there. I mean, we're still 10% up from where we were in 2021, and 2021 was so hot. So this is still an amazing time. I'm sure you have tons of equity in your home, and it's really about what your goals are, which is what we're all about, is helping you get to your goals. So if your goals match up with what's going on right now, of course it's a great time to sell. The prices are still great.
All right, so here's the question, bro. I'm a seller.
Yeah.
Is now a good time to sell?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is just months ago, back in June or April earlier this year, I talked to a lot of homeowners that did want to sell, and they didn't. You want to know why? Because they asked the big question of the last couple of years: where am I going to go? Because they knew they were going to have a hard time finding a home that they want to move to. So today, that problem is solved. You have time. You can go find a home. There are sellers who are taking offers contingent on the sale of your home. That hadn't happened
that has not happened in a long time.
A long time.
That's back on the table, baby.
It's back on the table. So it's way more relaxing atmosphere to sell your home and buy another home. First of all, that's a huge change that's happened. That's good.
Yep.
Now, that may sound like, then you're going to have to, give away everything in the kitchen sink when you sell your house, which you do have to throw in the kitchen sink.
That's a couple sinks at least.
In order to sell your house. The fact of the matter is, prices are still very strong. You still have tons of equity in your home, I'm sure. It's really just about your timing. It's about your situation. It's about navigating your financial future and what you're after doing. It's about your goals, which is what we're all about, is helping you reach your goals. So the best thing I can say is sit down with a professional and consult with them. Is this the right time? Because the prices are still wonderful, and you're still going to get a lot of money for your home.
Yeah, if you're a seller in 2023, I want to say to you, you did not miss the boat. There's a lot of people kicking themselves, beginning of 2022, hindsight's 2020. If you own a home right now, chances are you have tons of equity in that thing. I would focus on that, and then also know that you have inventory to go after, and interest rates are going back down. I think it's setting up a good situation to be both a buyer and a seller in 2023.
And technically, we've been throwing around the term, it's a temporary buyer's market, but I will say the circumstances and the situation are going to be in the balance this year. They're going to be in the balance big time. It's technically a balanced market. There's still not enough homes on the market for it to be a real buyer's market.
Yeah.
Not temporary. It is still fundamentally, in Palm Beach County, a seller's market. That's an important point on there too.
Yeah, the buyer's market was created because of the interest rates, honestly.
Yeah.
The buyer demand went down, and also just the affordability, as we had talked about in the previous segment. But once that gets back into shape, I think we're going to see the true demand.
If you've recently been looking to rent a home, you know what we're talking about. It's the Wild West out there. It's crazy. I mean, the inventory is super low. The rent rates are super high. So it's difficult to be a renter right now. It's a really good time to be a landlord.
Yeah, when it comes to being a landlord, a lot of times you forget about days off market, the vacancy rates. In this market, you can pop that thing up on Zillow, on hot pads, and you'll find renters yourself, even without the help of a real estate agent. So these all help the ROI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No vacancy rate. You know, when you talk about investments, I always like to say there's renting on this side, being a renter, and sometimes there's seasons and times you just have to do that. That's totally understandable. There's renting, and then there's home ownership, you know, which puts you in the middle of the equation. And then there's investing, which puts you over here in the wealth building type of situation. So it's always a good time to invest. So a lot of times we start talking about the market and people want to know about, are foreclosures coming? Are short sales coming? Are distressed properties coming? Well, I'll tell you this, we had a moratorium for the longest time on any of that, and usually it takes time for these to build up. We haven't really seen anything like that come out at this point. You know, some people predict they are going to out into the market, and other people say it's going to continue to be soft and not be very many foreclosures. So we're going to have to do another video in the future specifically focused on foreclosures and distressed properties.
I will say this, it's a really good point to bring up. My wife and I, we manage a real estate fund, so we work with a lot of investors that will actually flip. They have not been getting properties off of the county foreclosure auction. I used to get a lot of properties off there myself. It's a good way to waste time right now. The banks are taking a lot of them back, and a lot of them are being redeemed. The issue is all of these homes that are in distressed situations have equity in them. Yeah. So if you're an investor, one of the best things you can do is go after these folks, get them before the foreclosure happens. Yeah. You know, we'll talk more about that in another video.
We have a lot of the expert predictions on our blog. So if you can go to palmbeachhomesinfo.com, check out the blog right there. Please subscribe to it. Obviously, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be putting out helpful content just like this. We covered a lot of stuff in this video. I just want to remind you the link to the blog is down here below, and you can see all the experts' predictions and see all of where they got their information in that blog. And always the hyper-local, more recent activity you want to discuss with people like us. My name is Billy.
My name is Brandon.
And we are the Bearded Brokers.